Welcome back, guys, to another video. Morning talk, morning workout talk. I know the title is a little bit misleading. I'm not talking about workouts. It's a morning workout talk because I'm usually talking to you guys on my way to my morning workout. But the topics are random. I don't have a clear-cut goal in what I'm going to talk about. I just talk about things that are just resonating in my heart. So I just go from there. I've been making observations. Like I told you guys, I'm a thinking person. And for any thinkers out there, you know exactly what I mean. There seems to be this urge to try to break through those, barriers of illusion or illusionary barriers. Whether they're true barriers or not, there seems to be something in our minds as thinkers that pushes us forward in attempting to try to make sense of our reality. I've been doing I've been taking a deep retrospective look, recalling my childhood experiences and looking at children of today and looking at myself now. And I don't know if it's only me, but I feel maybe you guys are different from me, but as I'm getting older, it seems like life to me seems to be a little bit more grim. Like, not that I'm sad. It's the gift and the curse of knowing things. I feel as children, and when I say children, I mean children, like between the ages of maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, all the way to maybe 12, 13. I feel as children that there's a degree of ignorance that we all have and we all had that didn't allow us to feel the pressures of the world. We were gullible, we were naive, and we didn't know much. So in that sense, though looking at it from a grander perspective, you would look at that and say, oh no, that's a bad thing. Why would you want to be ignorant? Why would you want to be naive? Why would you want to be gullible? But that's the innocence of childhood. That's why there are many laws that are put in place to protect children and also protect the elderly. That's that huge contrast of young and old. When I look at young children, it further reminds me of mine. Number one, it further reminds me of my mortality, that I'm getting older. I'm not as young as I used to be, and we all understand that. We all, get older. But seeing young children and their, exuberance of joy that they exert, that they show, that they convey, and seeing how loose they are with life, it begs the question, like, what's the use of gaining knowledge? To me, in my opinion, I feel as if gaining knowledge seems to come at a detriment of man. And you guys may say, no, being knowledge means you're smart, you know stuff, but then, so what? You know something, but now that knowing something now leaves you with a huge responsibility to do something about what you know. You can't just know it. And yeah, you could know certain things applied for your career, applied to certain things. And yes, that's great. That's great. But I'm talking about knowing the deeper secrets of the world, or even tapping into what people perceive to be these conspiratory rabbit holes that come across as fringe concepts to people. Whether you're talking about alien life or extraterrestrials or anything, or secret biolabs in the world, over 400 level 4 biolabs, and you have to ask yourself, what are they doing in those biolabs? What's being done? What's being conducted in those biolabs, and why are those biolabs secret? Of course, they're going to tell you it's for your protection. We're in these labs creating medicines to cure you guys from viruses. That's always the excuse. Little do you know that these people are concocting bioweapons to wage upon humanity and doing other things as well, nefarious things that we don't know about. And if you did know about them, it would bring you to that dire type of mentality. That's what I'm saying. Like, the more you know, the more you realize that the reality that you live in is actually more evil and sinister than you ever thought. So when I see children running around playing, and I think that maybe that's why kids are born that way, that there needs to be a balance. In your youth, you're young, you're full of joy, you're happy. Earth is a heaven. Then the older you get, you start to understand that no, Earth is a microcosm of a hell, if not a macrocosm, because the external things that we see happening in the world are emblematic of what hell represents. And so therefore, what we're seeing in the physical manifest is also manifesting itself in the spiritual inside of people. There are a lot of people who are suffering mental illness, varying degrees, of course, because I don't think mental illness could just be defined as one thing. Mental anguish, mental illness, not having a peace of mind, and those things play a huge role in how you perceive life and how you live. But yeah, I look at those things. I look at my own children, my 5-year-old, my 3-year-old, and my 9-year-old, and seeing them every day is just a reminder of how many lives we live in this one life. Growing up, we're one way. Then we have those middle years, and we have those middle later years, and we have those late years, and we have those late years. So when you live, you're not the same person that you were. You literally are not. I know you guys have done this to yourselves, where you're asking yourself, what was I thinking back then? Why was I so dumb? It's almost like it wasn't even you. Like it was a totally different person. Because we are all evolving. We're all evolving. But that's what's been parade in my mind and parade in my thoughts as of late. I've been thinking about those things. But I don't think anyone will ever come to the point of knowing everything in terms of what the world is providing us and what the world is giving us. But there will come a time where there will be a great awakening that's going to come. I don't know if it's going to happen in my generation, maybe in the further generations to come. There's so many different realities that exist out there, folks. It's not just Earth and that's it. And all the other galaxies and all the other planets are just up there just for ornaments, like ornaments on a Christmas tree. No, there's life forms everywhere. There's life forms everywhere, and we're not being told. We're not being told the truth in full. We're being given information and glimpses, information that's controlled, and they let us know. Sometimes, when I say they, I mean the people who control the information. They only let the populace and the masses know when they have no choice. But even when they let us know, they don't let us know everything. It's almost like children, you talk to them about certain things, but you don't reveal everything in detail because their minds are not able to, comprehend everything in their young age. So you give them stories in the form of using animal imagery, where you're talking about the birds and the bees, or whatever illustration you're trying to use to drive something home that can make it understandable for a young child. And I think that's what's being done to humanity. We're being given information, but it's dumbed down. But the information we're given is not revealed to us in full detail for us to actually, fully comprehend it. And I think that our minds are capable. I don't think many people are. Many people's minds are not capable, but other people have the capacity to actually receive it. I truly believe that if the truth was unveiled in its entirety, I believe that a lot of people would just literally die. Like, literally. Like, people would be stricken with heart attack and just fall and collapse because they can't believe that they've been living in this type of thing and they thought this type of way. That religion and education have totally indoctrinated us and brainwashed us. From the Christopher Columbus stories discovering America, from the Garden of Eden, God creating Adam and Eve, all those things are lies. They have a semblance of truth in there, but it's not. Once you tell something that resembles truth, it's still a lie because it's not the full truth. I don't want anything that's related to truth. I just want the full truth unadulterated. I don't need it to be close to it. But I truly believe in the concept of magneticism, that whatever you seek and whatever you think, you attract. And for a long time now, I've constantly always thought and always wanted to look deeper beneath the surface of what's being provided to me, and maybe perhaps that's part of the world's matrix that we live in, where you have a cell phone device in your hand, or a computer, or a laptop, or a tablet, and whatever biases you attain or whatever biases you possess, if you continue to actually search certain things and you're looking at certain things when you're using a computer device or a smartphone or some kind of smart device, and you're using that, anything that's connected to the web, these algorithms have biases in them, meaning that whatever you search, you're going to continue to stay in that box. You almost have to be a critical thinker before you search. Just typing in something in Google is not going to give you the information that you need. It's going to give you the information of what you're searching for. It's like everything is already pre-planned and prefixed, and whatever you search, then you start to get pop-ups or ads, or especially if you're on YouTube or wherever you use to get your information, you'll start to see that you start to receive in your feed certain things that are related to the topics that you listen to. And that's another form of control. We have to try to break that by also being brave enough to look outside those things that we normally look at. Just like people who are into their religions. If all you look at on YouTube is stuff about Jesus Christ and God and Hebrews and the Bible, then your feeds are going to be inundated with that. If you're watching debates about religion, then your feed's going to be inundated with things of such related to that topic, and your world is going to be fixed around that referent. Your world is going to be fixed around that entire subject matter, and you'll find yourself years and years in that, and that becomes your world. Myopically, you end up limiting yourself to things that are outside that. But that's what the internet has done to all of us. It's made us informed idiots, including myself. But what's frustrating for people like me is I don't sit and think to myself that I know it all or I know more than other people. It's frustrating because I don't know it all, and I don't know more than anybody else, because the more you know, the more you realize that you don't know. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that I am advocating for people to be willfully ignorant. Willfully ignorance is, when you have information right in front of you and you just don't bother to even look at it because you don't care. There's there's a high degree of indifference within you that's saying, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to just live my life. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you are exposed to anything, whether it's something you agree with or whether it's something you don't agree with, and if it comes across your path, I highly suggest, all right, and it's to your advantage as a human being to explore it, to consider it. It's only when we have everything in full scope that we can become more intelligent beings making decisions that are based on having a full, wide spectrum of truth or a spectrum of information, because you can cross-reference things and contextualize what you've heard. You can say, okay, this makes sense, but how can this be true if this is true? Okay, then you start to, a process of elimination kicks in, and you start to simplify all the things that you're hearing. All right, that's the way it works. But in this journey, it's sort of sad, sad in the sense that I'm forced, and maybe some of you guys are forced, to just live and just accept what's given to you. And then some people have a way of just, live life to the fullest and have fun. They drink, they party their lives away, and they're always seeking pleasure and trying to find another avenue to receive more dopamine. Because, they're dopamine dependents. They're always fiending for something, fiending for another high. They think vacations is going to bring them joy. There's nothing, maybe I'm a weirdo, but there's nothing in this, I don't yearn anything but trying to live a life that brings out the best of me, or helps me elevate and live to my higher self. Maybe I'm a sad person. I don't know. I don't think I am. But when I talk to people, they look at me like, man, this guy's weird. Like, I don't, how people have, I want to go to this place. I have a dream to travel here. I want to do this. I don't care about any of that. Now, if I happen to just go, I go, but I'm not the type of person that's counting pennies and saving my money to go to some trip. That's been a dream of mine. I don't give a care about that. I don't care about any of that. It doesn't move me. And the question is, what moves me? I don't really know. I move me. I move to the beat of my own personal drum. There's nothing external outside of me that's gonna dictate anything. I mean, currently right now, I am, of course I work, and my focus is just making sure that, my bills are paid when I say bills, I mean my family can eat, I have a job, I have a career, I'm working, and I'm always doing everything that I can to elevate myself in terms of my career, to increase my income, to increase my salary. But aside from that, that's the only thing that really moves me, because I know that's something that's needed. But it's not something that I enjoy doing. I don't enjoy working. I don't think no one should enjoy working. It's counterproductive. It's antithetical to the human experience. We're not supposed to be working. The planet's supposed to yield itself to us. We are gods of the planet. But the working concept is something that's been put upon us to put us in a state of slavery. And I've made many videos of this talk before, that you're not as free as you think. We are all wage slaves. You can't stop what you're doing, and whenever you come to the realization that whatever job you do, you can't stop and actually live, then that's how you know you're a slave. Just like when people talk about slavery in the past, those people, if they didn't do their jobs, they were either not fed, not clothed, or some beaten. But the difference is we clothe and feed ourselves in order to keep our homes, in order to keep our cars. Because why is having a car important? Well, you need the vehicle to get to your master, your occupation, or i.e. your job. Wage slavery is true. So there's a place in this world where people are hell-bent on being hell-bent. And you have like websites like LinkedIn just promoting all this career, job. Like none of that stuff entices me. But within the life that I live, I have to play by the rules of whatever environment that I'm in. I'm not above everybody. I still have to pay my taxes. I still have to pay my bills. I still have to do those things. I can't just say I'm not going to do it because it's not right. It's true as that is. I still have to operate like that. So those are the things that are important, like making sure that I continue to keep a job in order to take care of my family. But aside from that, there's nothing else that moves me. I'm not. No. I'm a thinker. I'm a homebody at heart. I'm a God. Trapped in this third dimensional reality. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. All right, guys. People are walking up to the door. It's 4:54 a.m. I'm about to get into this gym and do my thing. All right. Thank you guys for listening to another morning workout talk. All right. Bye, guys.